We're just rolling with all the Stanford Cardinal right now. We have Kyle Stowers of Stanford as well, one of 3 guys from Stanford on this Aberdeen Ironbirds team. Kyle, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Your second appearance on MASN All Access.
Yeah, I'm a vet.
Both times you have, your hair has been absolutely terrific.
I appreciate it.
It's the blonde, you've got the flow.
No, everyone goes, oh, where are you from? I go, San Diego, and they go, oh, I could have guessed it.
I can see that, yeah.
All right.
I hate to stereotype here. Did you ever surf growing up?
So I actually did not. I love the water. Okay. I love the beach. Just never got into surfing for whatever reason.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. That just fits the narrative.
Yeah. No,
had
exactly.
to go there as well.
Probably something I'll pick up at some point.
Yeah. So going to Stanford, and we just talked to Andrew about it, in terms of having all those guys from that one Stanford team here. You guys have been extremely productive too. How great is that to see not only all 3 of you be here and play on the same team, but produce for this team that's right now in the playoff hunt?
Yeah, I mean, it's not surprising, right? I mean, again, to know those guys, really just as well as I know myself, essentially. Just their game and how they play. And, you know, it's funny, like seeing Maverick, how he's been throwing guys out, and everyone, dang, like Maverick's so accurate. Yeah, I know. I'm not surprised. And, and that Dash, how far he can hit baseballs, how hard he hits them, how good of a hitter he is. And I go, yeah, no, he's good.
Yeah, makes sense.
It's cool. It's really, Dash put it best. It's just special.
Yeah.
Because, you know, you go into pro baseball, and it's a very new experience, and don't really know exactly, you know, you're still testing the water. So to have it with, to experience it with, you know, 2 of your closest friends is really nice, because it adds a little comfortability off the bat.
Yeah, it's got to be tough to make that adjustment. You play the first part of your season across the country, all the way in Stanford, and then you come here. You obviously were a high draft pick by the Orioles, and your moment went viral, correct, of you getting drafted.
Yeah.
You talked about how you didn't really know that was going viral in the moment, but then afterwards you've kind of dealt with it. Yeah. Is that something that people still bring up at this point, months later?
You know, at this point, here and there, but the first probably month, it was just about every game someone would mention something about it. So it was cool. It was something I'll never forget, for sure.
Nice. Well, you're looking forward now. Obviously, you have the playoff hunt right over the last couple weeks of the season, but to your first off-season as a professional, how do you plan to approach your first off-season as a pro bowler?
I think a big part of me is the physical aspect is getting stronger. I didn't really lift in high school, so I got on the lifting part of baseball in college, and so it's something I feel like I've been playing catch-up on throughout college, and feel like it's something that, you know, it hasn't necessarily held me back on the field, but something that definitely I can make a lot of strides in, and then obviously just, you know, various tinkers with the swing, being able to stay on more pitches, but I'd say physically can still make a lot of big jumps.
When you first got here to Aberdeen, was there something that coaches noticed that brought up to you about your game that you had never heard before when you were at Stanford?
Yeah, I think just the play style is a lot different. You know, a lot more off speed at any point in the count, and not necessarily fastball counts anymore. So being able to be on every pitch, for every single pitch of the at bat, you know, whether it's curveball, changeup, or fastball, got to be able to hit all 3, whether you're 0-1 or 2-0 or whatever it may be. So.
Right. And then defensively, you played center mostly at Stanford, correct?
About half center, half left.
Okay.
Yeah.
And now you've tried right field as well.
Yeah.
Here.
So
how are you adjusting to playing all 3 outfield positions?
Yeah, I don't mind it at all. I think that's something that's a big part of my game, is being able to play all 3 pretty well. Yeah. I think it allows me to try to be an everyday guy and get myself in the lineup somehow. So I don't necessarily have a preference of any of the 3, just whatever, you know, however the other 2, whoever the other 2 are in the outfield, being the third, wherever I fit in that, works out well.
Awesome. Well, we wish you continued success as the season goes along. Hopefully you guys can make a playoff run before the end of the year.
A lot of fun games coming up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Getting interesting now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, nice. Awesome. Kyle Stowers, one of the Stanford guys on this Aberdeen Ironbirds team.